Hi, my name is Charles Timms. Back in 2004, I went to my primary doctor because I couldn't walk more than 75 yards without sitting down and resting for 3 to 5 minutes. And the primary doctor sent me to a specialist who sent me to RMG lab to have sonar testing done on my legs. And the report come up that the doctor says I needed an angiogram in my right leg, and that didn't do any good. I still couldn't walk, and then he turned around and he says I needed an angioplastic done in my left leg. That didn't do no good. Then he turned around and he sent me to an orthopedic surgeon who sent me to a therapist. The therapist had me for 6 weeks. Turned around, she says, what I'm doing for you ain't helping you one bit. So it was back to the orthopedic surgeon. He turned around and he sent me to a pain specialist, which gave me injections in my spine, which didn't do no good. So back to my primary doctor, and he set me up with 3 different orthopedic surgeons. One guy gave me electric shocks in my legs. Didn't help one bit. Turn around, and the other guy turned around, he says, you got a small gap in your lower spine, but that shouldn't bother you. And the other guy says, there's nothing I can do for you. So it was back to the primary doctor, and he turned around and he had me do a couple of tests and this and that. And finally, one day I was reading in the newspaper, the San Diego Union, and I see the advertisement for Dr. Krage with his 7 keys of spinal help. So he says, free consultation. I turn around and I said, well, let me go talk to the man. So I did. I talked to him. He says, do you have x-rays or do you have MRIs? I says, yeah, I got both. He says, bring him in. Let me see him. I brought him in. He put him up on the board like that. The man says, here's your trouble. L3 and L4 is jamming together. You know, they're closing down. So I turn around and I says, well, can you help me? Yes. He says, we can always give help to you. So I love to travel, and with the legs not cooperating with me, I couldn't get through the airports. I'd have to get on the go-kart, ride from one gate to the next with connecting flights and that. And it was embarrassing because I feel like I'm a young fella and I shouldn't be riding on a cart. That should be for people that are really handicapped, which I wasn't, didn't realize it. But Dr. Krage turned around, took me through the 7 keys of spinal help, and turned around, and I was coming in 3 days a week. And at one time, I turned around and I woke up, my back was itching like crazy, and my son that lives with me, I said to him, I says, hey, can you see anything wrong with my back? He says, it looks like you got bit by some kind of a bug or something. So I turned around and I put it aside, and it was a Friday night, 2 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't take the pain no longer, the itch and the pain of it. So I got dressed and I went over to the emergency room in the hospital, and the doctor there turned around and he said to me, you wasn't bit by any bug. He says, you got shingles. So I happened to tell this to Dr. Krage, and he turned around and he says, tell you what, we're going to treat that with laser. See what we can do. It took exactly 9 consecutive days, and it cleared up beautiful. You know, I can't thank Dr. Krage enough. I mean, my life was miserable before I met him, and like now, I can walk a mile if I want to, you know. I have no trouble. I'm not confined to the house. I don't have to sit down, and I went with a cane, I went with a little push cart. Nothing helped. But like I say, I mean, in my books, you can't find a better man than Dr. Krage. I believe that the man never stops his education. He keeps looking for more and more knowledge. I thank you very much. That's my story.